talking. Gotta stay locked in Goggins. Gotta ball out like Rodman. Straight to the top, I'm all in. Ordinary's like a toxin. I don't wanna be like Robin. I just wanna lead, no option. Fuck caution, I ain't gonna be common. I got the confidence.
This video is sponsored by
I love you. Please stop existing. Sex is love.
All right, you guys, welcome back to Degen Dollars, where we interview the most controversial people and the most controversial brands. And today we have that guy. He is on every corner of CT, and if you have not seen him, you'll probably see him as soon as you log on. Has come out with the most controversial coins. He's done some crazy stunts, and we have here today TREV, the guy, the one and only that we've seen him all. TREV, how are you doing today?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling great. First day in Vegas. I just came here yesterday, so it was kind of a travel, but I'm here now, so it's good.
Oh my God, TREV, thank you so much for coming again.
Yep.
Honestly, I'm really ready for this interview because I really want to understand who you are and you know what's behind the guy behind the bag, essentially. That's what this whole thing is about, right? And a lot of people in CT see you as this performer, this stunt, this guy that does all this crazy nonsense. What is the dumbest thing that you've ever done on CT?
And I've probably eaten chicken with gasoline.
Wow.
I put gasoline on chicken and I ate it, and it made me a little lightheaded and had my mouth a little numb. And that was probably the dumbest thing I've ever done.
What enticed you to do that?
I don't know. I just tried doing the craziest things for content, and I think of things that are original and no one else has really done before.
Right. So, a lot of people haven't really got to know who TREV really is. So what would you say something that people get completely wrong about you?
That I'm racist. That's the number one thing, that I'm racist. Okay. A lot of people are thinking that. And, I try beating the racism remarks with, I have a very open community with everyone in it, and making videos with different types of people. Like I have a friend named Trey Sellers. I had friends with Ty Billion. I do multiple videos with everyone. So I try creating a exclusiveness with other creators and other people to, mark that I'm here to just do content and I'm not here to create any, political or boundaries or whatever like that. Like I'm here to break society boundaries by saying this word. And I feel like, everyone's said it for the past 30, 40 years. And up until the past 5, 10 years, it's been kind of pushed away and demonized. Mm-hmm. And I think if the word is demonized, society will view it as demonized itself. Mm-hmm. So I think beating this, social awareness and boundaries with it, I think that is the number one way to beat racism.
Right. And you launched this coin, and exactly what you're talking about, the word.
Yeah.
What enticed you to launch that, and what's the message behind that?
Yeah, so it's an interesting story. Not everyone knows what actually I launched a token. So I launched a token. Many know, you know what Bitcoin Obama is?
Yeah.
So I was going to launch a coin. This is when live streams were very popular, 8 months ago. Mm-hmm. And I was going to go live with Bitcoin Obama and hopefully Fascist XD. And they ended up never coming on live stream. Obama never ended up coming on live stream. And the coin ended up rugging. And I made another token after that, did 48-hour live stream. And then after that, I saw the token and was like, this has no people in it, not even a 1% wallet. So I bought some back in. I told Fascist, and she posted it immediately. And it went from 40K to 120K, and then right back down to 40K. And then the rest is history. I just kept dedicated to it.
That's something bigger planned, by the way, for your token?
I definitely have a lot of bigger stuff planned for my token.
Is there anything that you can say?
I might have staking coming soon, and then a game for my NFTs. That's all I can say. And then crazy trips. I'm here in Las Vegas for a couple days doing content. I'm going to Los Angeles, and then I'm going to Africa.
Oh.
And then I'm going to my hometown.
Are you going to Africa specifically for your coin?
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna do a stream in Zimbabwe, so it's gonna be cool.
Oh God.
Yeah, it's gonna be really fun. And then next month, I'm hopefully going to go to swim with some sharks in Miami.
Nice.
And I just do some crazy content. I just want to keep on taking it to the next level.
Okay, that's amazing. And I see you have a cult because I posted you on my Twitter and I automatically had all your guys
Yep.
ready to go on my timeline.
Yeah.
So, you created this persona, and is this really you? Or is this more of like a performance?
Yeah, I mean, people have known me. Someone in the room right now, he's known me for 10 plus years, over a decade. And this is how I've always been. I've always been this like kind of outspoken, crazy kid, class clown, you name it. I've just been, and I've been making videos for 8 years now. It started off with like Call of Duty commentary videos and trick shotting videos and stuff like that. And then it just kind of kept on going.
You going to this extreme of going all the way to these different cities specifically for your coin or for what you're working on. It seems like you have a lot bigger things coming up besides, you're staking, and you said you had a game. Is that correct?
Yeah, for my NFTs coming out this summer.
Okay, what kind of game is this? Is this going to be like a fighting game? Is this?
We'll see. Well, it has yet to come out, and I have yet to finally finalize on what I want to do for the game, because it's going to be in a couple months, like 2-3 months. So, yeah.
Okay. And are you ever expecting to open up this coin in other networks, or
No.
are you wanting just to do? You're in Solana, correct?
Yeah,
Okay.
I would only keep my liquidity in my one token. I wouldn't have it go any other chains or any of that. No.
Got it. And Trev, let me ask you, why did you bring some beer into my set today?
I don't know. I just drinking. We're in Vegas. I'm having fun. It's having a good time.
Were you expecting to have like a beer contest or something here?
I don't know. I just I actually didn't bring the other 32 ounces that I got in the car. I got 2 32 ounces that I'm gonna tape to my hand after this. I'm gonna go walk down the strip and go drink them. So it's gonna be pretty fun. This is a warm up right here.
Hopefully we can place that clip once we're done with this. Watching you do that, and you said you're doing it in the strip, or you're doing
we're
it?
doing it on the strip.
Oh God.
We're gonna go have some fun right now. This is a little warm up pregame right here. So
with this controversy and the stunts that you pulled off in the industry, a lot of people say that you're bad for crypto. How do you handle that backlash?
I handle it by saying, I've stayed dedicated to one token and to a community for so long, to where all these other people in crypto, they kind of go from community to community. They're not really dedicated to one project. And I'd argue that people bouncing from project to project and posting ticker or whatever, I'd say that's arguably worse for crypto, because the whole entire thing for crypto, the number one incentive for everyone should be to grow the mindshare about decentralization currency. And by us not doing that, it limits currency or decentralization and cryptocurrency from growing. And like I said, that's the number one incentive for everyone in crypto, is to reach new people.
Right. No, exactly. And speaking of reaching new people, okay, so I found this article of you that said you faked your own death.
Yeah.
Okay. Was that your idea, or was that somebody else's idea?
That was someone else's idea. So that was the first ever token that I launched.
Okay.
It was back in the day, and someone pretty much paid me $2,000 to fake my death. Wow. And I faked my death, and I got $2,000, and that was like the first ever start of anything in crypto for me. So that was like the first ever start.
Right. No, and honestly, when I saw that, I was like, there's no way. Because at first, I was reading some articles about you, and I couldn't believe that was one of the stunts that you pulled. How long did that last? Like, did people actually think that you passed away?
It lasted for 2 days. It was actually Beaver. So shout out Beaver. He changed my life forever. He put me in this position. He like paid me to stay off the internet and not tweet for like 2 days, I think it was, or like a day and a half. And I didn't do it. And then I came back, and then it was a big old thing. And yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think there was recently one time that me and you were in a space together, and we were talking about how we are in attention culture, right? So explain that to me, because me personally, I agree with you, and I'm 100% in on that. Need to constantly bring eyes and make viral content to try to get what the message across that we're trying to do. So is that the reason why you created, well, I know you said that this is more you and who you are. Is that the reason, but you kind of like made it extreme and went with it.
Exactly.
Because you're trying to catch the attention of everybody, correct?
Exactly. That's the entire point, yeah. Right. And like the attention economy, I break this down in like the most simple terms, right? Maybe a little explicit, but a girl posting her nudes online, right? She will get 10x more money, way more money than a doctor saving multiple lives in a year, right? And that's just the sad reality that we live in. And we live in a society as a consumer. We're all consumerisms. We all consume fast food, media, whatever. We all sit there and just consume everything that's given to us.
Right.
So that being, we live in an attention economy, and
Right.
it directly relates with crypto, because in crypto, like I said, the number one incentive should be to grow the mind share about crypto. And it's very hard to grow the mind share about crypto when people don't care about crypto or they're not interested in crypto. So you have to make them care, reach by doing funny videos.
Right.
And when people say, oh, do I have to cover myself in Nutella to reach mass people? I'm like, you have to do something. You have to do something else than finance related content to reach new people to invest in you.
Correct.
And that's just how a token works, and like how any business works, really.
Right.
You need new people and new investors.
Right. So would you say any new coin that is being launched, or any brand per se, do they need to do the extremeness that you do?
They need to do very good marketing. That's what they need to do. And not only marketing within the finance realm, but the normie realm, because that's where the money is. That's where everything is. Because I explain, this is the best way I explain it. Your token is like your own business, say it's your own country chicken spot and it's out in the country, and your only advertisements are in the country. You're not going to get anyone from the city coming. So your business is going to be slow. It's going to eventually run out of business because no new customers are coming in.
Right.
So how you get new people is you get advertisements in the city. You start putting advertisements in the city, and the city is TikTok, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, whatever. And then that gets people into your country chicken, your token pretty much, and figuring out about it. So that's the best way to put it in like realistic terms. And that's just the real life that we live in. Every business succeeds like that.
No, and I absolutely agree, because I actually got into an argument recently with somebody, because they were saying, oh, TikTok is stupid, Instagram and this and that. I'm like, but do you understand that is what we need in the space right now?
Yeah.
Because the more normies that we bring into crypto, the more liquidity there
grows.
is. Yeah, the more money we have.
And that's the entire purpose that we want, right? Because in crypto, we want to grow the mind share, and the mind share about decentralization currency. We want these people to know, you can be your own banker. You can be in control of your own money. There's no one else that has control of your money. And I think it's amazing. And like I said, that should be the number one incentive for everyone in crypto, is to grow the mind share for it, because that grows everything.
Right. No, absolutely. And a lot of people have called you out, called you all kinds of names, but even you have called out some KOLs, right?
Yeah.
So who, and I'm going to get a little controversial here. Who do you think right now is the biggest fraud on CT? This video is sponsored by... SX isn't just a game. It's a cultural protocol on the Base blockchain. It fuses storytelling, gaming, NFTs, and social media into one immersive experience. You don't need to just play it. You become part of the narrative. The world of PSX grows through its community, through content, through gameplay, even real-life events. It designs to blur the line between online and offline, built on Base. PSX is here to build culture from the chain up. If you are watching this, you are already in it.
Honestly, I don't want to do any calling out. I show nothing but love to everyone.
Okay.
I don't have like my eyes on any KOL that like scams people. I honestly don't pay attention. I'm in my own world just doing content. I see it here and there, stories, scrolling on the timeline. But these KOLs, I honestly couldn't tell you exact names, but I just see it going around, and it's very popular. Right. And I'll say this, it's like people that once they get a level of notoriety or something like that, they like to take advantage. And that's why a lot of people that are already popular in Web 2, they try coming into Web 3 and launching their token, but it doesn't work out because they only want to use advantage of the people that are already following them. Right. So it's that's where it's going to become different. And it's like what I did. I became popular in Web 3, and then I started becoming popular in Web 2. And that's how it's going to have to happen, because if you already have a following on Web 2 and try creating a token, the expectations of the people already following you, everything, it's just going to be very difficult. So you have to kind of be born into Web 3 and then go into Web 2.
Correct.
And that's why all these creator tokens, they'll never work out, is because they already have a following. They already have, it's cooked. They're done.
Right. No, I 1000% agree. And me personally, I get on TikTok and all, because I agree that you have to outskirt and find different people in this space. And every time that I go into other platforms of people who don't know anything about Web3. They're more interested. They're willing actually to put their money into a coin or whatever it is that you mentioned.
Yeah.
Obviously, you don't want to lead anybody into financial distress, and
Mhm.
you want to, put people at success because everybody wants to make money in this space,
Exactly.
right? So I understand that you're doing this for attention, and I know you're trying to grow these coins, and you're trying to grow on CT,
Yeah.
or you're trying to grow overall, essentially, and just be a house name.
Yeah.
What is something that you would say is crossing the line for you?
Man, I'm all for original content and like
Mhm.
old school content. I'll definitely never get a tattoo. Probably. I mean, I know that breaks a lot of people's hearts. They want me to get a tattoo of the ticker, the CA. I don't know. I like a weird thing about tattoos. I don't know. I can never get them.
Okay.
Honestly, I'll do whatever. I do whatever for content. I do the craziest things. I'm down to do whatever. I love doing what I do and just doing crazy stuff and
Right.
entertaining. That's really what I love doing.
Right. No, yeah. I see that, and I've seen right through that, the more and more I speak with you every time, even when we're in spaces together, or, other people speak to you about me in regards to you behind the scenes, or like that, this guy's actually very intelligent. And I'm like, this is why I wanted to do this interview with you, because I wanted to figure out who really was the mind behind all this. Because at the end of the day, yeah, don't get me wrong, this is you and you're a crazy guy, but you have to be kind of smart to, put yourself out there and for
Yeah.
people to like watch you and trust you and all kinds of stuff. I mean, even myself posting you, I got some backlash on like saying, "Oh, why are you bringing this guy on
Yeah.
on your interview?" But at the end of the day, from what I understood about you and so far what I'm listening to you is, you have this concept of the world pays attention to stupid shit.
Exactly.
Let's just be honest here.
Yep.
And on top of that, you're in the finance world, in crypto. So putting extreme, stupid, and finance all together is going to catch the attention of everybody and the mass and the sheep.
Yep.
And essentially, we need the sheep in crypto, right?
Yeah.
So you say there's nothing that really crosses the line for you other than getting a tattoo.
Yeah.
But your tooth. Is that something that you did for a coin or something?
No, most
Okay.
people don't know what happened, and I don't think I'll ever
Okay.
say what happened. It's kind of like an OG lore thing.
Okay.
Like if you've been in the community or if you want to join the community and find out, you can join and hang around or go to old videos, and I'm sure you'll find out or something
Right.
like that. But
Because
yeah,
I could have sworn I thought it was something having to do with you. You did a crazy video for a coin one time, and
I
then
don't know.
you lost your tooth.
Who
Because I've
knows?
seen pictures of you before that,
Yeah.
and I was like, what happened to him?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Mm.
No, but I really love and I really appreciate what you're doing in the space, by the way.
Yeah. Thank you.
And even though people are not going to like the fact that, and we're not going to say today, me personally, I'm not going to say the word, but I know you say it a lot. And if you watch his content, you'll know exactly what it is that I'm talking about. But he gets a lot of haters for racism, for, all the kind of stunts that he pulls, for the nonsense. People think that he's bad for crypto. But personally, I actually think that he is good for crypto.
Yeah.
And the reason I think that is because you're bringing a bigger scalable of people into the space. So since you're this crazy guy, something tells me that you're gonna essentially try something if somebody comes up to you. And is that something that you're expecting? If somebody came right now, somebody who doesn't like you and really just tries you and just completely just comes at you, tries to fight you, whatever it is, what are you doing in that moment?
I'm honestly defending myself with these big ass fucking guns that I got, nigga. Ain't no one trying me, ain't no one stopping shit. I'm a big ass unit. Ain't no one stopping me. Just real shit. 220. I'm 220, 6'3", by the way. So if anyone is watching the camera, I'm 6'3" and 220.
All right.
Yes.
So actually, that's really funny that you say that, and I'm glad that you're willing to defend yourself. There's these like crypto matches or fights or whatever. Would you ever do that?
I would do it if it made sense. Some of the people aren't that popular and be like, I'm just fighting someone for fucking, I don't even know. They need to be someone that it's benefited for both parties.
Got it. And who would you fight? Who are you thinking?
I don't know. Anyone that makes sense, to be
Anyone.
honest. Anyone that makes sense. Yeah, anyone.
So you personally don't have anybody who you consider your enemy.
No, I don't have any enemies. No.
Okay. Well, I'm
Yep.
sure a lot of people would think the other way around.
Yeah, no, yeah. They think, I don't know. They think they hate me just because I make them funny videos. I don't know. But I'm doing what I do. I still do it regardless, and I love doing it. So, facts.
Is there anybody in CT currently that loves you secretly and doesn't tell the world?
I got a couple people that support me.
Okay.
Not that love me, but support me. I have a couple KOLs that, they see what I do and say that I've been dedicated for a long time and recognize that. So
Right.
they appreciate it.
Because I'll be honest, some of the biggest people in CT that found out about this interview that I speak to on a daily basis, they're like, I'm all for it. I support you 1000%. But then the smaller people who are nobodies,
Yeah.
they're usually the ones that are hating.
Yeah.
So would you say that the ones that are hating are probably the ones that are the brokest in the space?
Listen, I don't want to put it like that, but that is the truth. I'm gonna be honest, and I realized that a long time ago. The people that are like actually in good positions, they respect me, and they may not say it publicly, but they fuck with what I do and whatever. And these other smaller accounts, they like to create controversy and create whatever ideas
Right.
they have behind the content, rather than just respecting it, thinking it's funny, and it is what it is. But
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Trev, let's be honest here. Who controls the Federal Reserve and the elites behind?
oh shit, I thought you would never ask. I'm glad you asked. It's actually the elites, the reptiles. I've been trying to defeat them for a long time, and they're actually here. I don't know if you know that, but do you know the pyramid in Vegas?
Yeah.
That's where the reptiles live and communicate. They communicate like that. So listen, they control all of the media. They control everything. They actually try to control me, but I won't let them. These reptilians cannot control me, and they control everything. The Federal Reserve, every money, and that's why decentralization currency is so good, is because the reptiles do not control anything.
Trev, what are they trying to control you for?
Your life, your soul, your money, everything. They're trying to control you. Everything that you have, they're trying to control you.
So do you think that they're trying to stop you from creating all those videos you create?
They're trying to stop me from breaking world peace. They're trying to stop me from beating racism. They're trying to stop me from beating they're trying to stop me from everything. Everything.
So what are you going to do about it?
I'm just going to keep going. I fight them. I fight the reptilians
Okay.
with my chicken sword and my watermelon hat.
And your watermelon hat.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Is that the way that everybody should be fighting these people?
Everyone should be fighting them with their chicken sword and watermelon hat. Yes. And Hennessy.
Then it looks like I'm going to need to get a watermelon hat, a chicken sword, and you said some Hennessy.
Some Hennessy.
All right.
Yep, that's
you guys,
the combo.
You guys heard it here. If you don't have any Hennessy or a chicken, what is it?
Chicken sword
A
and a
chicken
watermelon
sword,
hat.
A watermelon hat. Then
Yep.
it looks like you're gonna be controlled by the
reptilians.
reptilians. The reptilians.
The reptilians. You're
the
cooked.
elites. The Federal Reserve. They're all coming for you. So you better get all those three. And those are the three only ways to stop this from coming at you, right?
Yep, you're
All
cooked.
right.
You're cooked.
If not crypto, what would you be doing?
Oh man, I would probably be going to school right now, or I'm not gonna lie, I don't even know what I would be doing. I'll be probably working a normie job, and I don't know. Honestly, couldn't tell you.
Would you be putting fries in the bag?
I'll be putting fries in the bag. I would probably get so tired of putting fries in the bag. I'm not selfish. I wouldn't have taken my own life. Never kill yourself. But I would have been in a depressing state and not as happy as I am today. So I'm grateful.
Got it. And actually, I do want to ask you another one. I saw that you did. I don't know if it's true, and you can tell me if it's a lie or true. But you did fentanyl
Yeah.
on stream.
Yeah, that was in the first OG streams. Yep, I was doing fentanyl, smoking meth, snorting coke,
Oh my god!
hanging out with strippers, all that, everything.
Why fentanyl specifically?
It's like it's cheaper and everything is pressed with fentanyl. So instead of not knowing exactly what it is, you can just get straight fentanyl.
So you weren't afraid of, I don't know, hurting yourself or passing away essentially after?
I've done multiple drugs. I've been doing drugs since I was 12 years old. I mean, he's in the room. I've been known him for decades. I've been doing drugs my entire life. Started out with Xanax, and I was doing a whole bunch of other drugs and psychedelics, and then all sorts of different stuff. And then drugs started to become pressed with fentanyl.
Mhm.
That's when I just started doing raw fentanyl.
That's absolutely absurd. And I don't know how you do it. Me personally, I have never done drugs in my life.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn.
So I know some people may look at me and there's no
You
way.
drink alcohol though, right?
Well, I guess alcohol.
That's a drug, okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
I guess.
okay.
That's the only thing that I ever do. But I've never even smoked weed.
Really?
You know, yeah.
Damn.
It's just, yeah. So we're polar opposites here.
Yeah.
You know, I also saw this. I think I put it in my trailer of you. You had a picture where you're holding like a bunch of guns. I don't know if it was like an AK or something. I don't even know.
Yeah.
What was that picture for?
Man, I just take a whole bunch of crazy pictures. I don't know. I just do crazy shit.
Why do you have these guns?
I love guns. All my family's been in the military. You know, I like guns. I like self-protection, and I'm all for the all the amendments of the rights that we as Americans have.
And then you just use it for viral content.
Yeah, exactly. It's content as well. So
Okay.
both. That's the both worlds.
You know, because I feel like your content, a lot of people, and don't quote me on this, somebody else said this, but they see you as like white trash. Is that something that you feel like that's like kind of like the character you're putting out?
Most definitely, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah.
I'm not you know, ashamed of myself or ashamed of what I portray myself or whatever. I think it's amazing. And in fact, I don't know if you saw, but Black Mirror, they made an episode recently on their new season. I think it was the first episode where it was a toothless white guy and he was making tokens. They replicated Pump Fun and essentially me, and he used my likeliness. And that shows. I tell people that I don't really care that much. People are like, oh, you should sue them. I'm like, bro, it is what it is. I'm not gonna fucking sue them, but I tell them that's a eye opener for people outside of this to show how big my character can truly become. Like there's people on TV shows, the biggest TV shows, that are using characters and kind of similar to me to attract new people and an audience.
No, that's crazy. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Do you know
I didn't even know it either. I don't watch the TV show. I guess when it came out, I got hella tweets about it. It was blowing up or whatever.
And it recently came out.
Yeah, like I would say like a month ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to watch that.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Black Mirror was a new season, first episode.
First episode
of the new season, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely going to have to watch it. And maybe we can clip that during that time to see what you're talking about. So is there a point in your career doing this that you're going to make a shift to be a little bit more serious?
Listen, there's always room, and listen, anything could happen. Of course, I think I'll always do my crazy things forever. But of course, I've heard more and more when I get on Twitter Spaces, Trev, I've never heard you speak. This is my first time hearing you speak, even on my Instagram Live today. It's like, I've never heard you speak. You've never been so calm. I've never heard you speak like this. And it's like, this is just, you know, this is me, and I also do crazy content, and it is what it is. Like, I'm sure it won't be like on purpose. It will just naturally happen. But I think I'll forever do crazy content. I love doing crazy content.
No, I definitely see that. And I think it fits you. You know, you're an entertainer, and I think that's what's within you. And I just really want to know, Trev, who are you? And like, why did you start crypto? And, you know, what are some things that the people don't really know about you?
Shoot, I started crypto. I did crypto back in 2021, honestly, when Ethereum NFTs were popular, back in like November. And I remember my first ever NFT, I made like $1,500. And from then, you know, the bubble kind of bursted. It became oversaturated. NFTs, Ethereum started dying. It was like 2,400 and it started going down. Or no, it was not 24. It was like 4,200. I'm sorry. It was really high. It was big. And then it came crashing down, and I just lived a normie life. I went to the skate park. I went to school, doing drugs, hanging out with girls, you fucking name it, just living in my home city. And then from there, I eventually moved across the entire country. And last year, so a year ago, I moved from California to the East Coast to my mom's house. And I dropped out of school. I worked a fast food job, and I didn't have anything going for myself. And someone hit me up on Instagram because I was making Instagram Reels for like a year at that time. I'm making Instagram Reels for like a year and a half. And he hit me up and was like, yo, you down to make a crypto coin or whatever like that? So he kind of helped me do whatever, made the wallet. I signed into it. He had full access or whatever, right? And I didn't know what I was doing. And that's when I first did the live stream, and it just skyrocketed at 10,000 live viewers. And hella people on CT were tweeting it, like Shaw. big old people on crypto Twitter that I didn't even know who were at the time. And clips were going viral on like Instagram and all this stuff. And I just kept on going from there. And it just led from one thing to another. It wasn't like I created it for any reason. Like I'm glad that it happened. Really, I'm blessed that it happened. And it just came, life just like ended up happening like that.
Would you say it has changed your life?
100%. It's made my life 10 times better. I don't know where I would be without it. And I love this. I love crypto. I love content. And I love doing it all. It's amazing.
No, I love it. And there's a lot of people right now trying to get into crypto and they don't know what it is or how to get into it. And they don't realize how much there is to crypto. You know, there's smart money in crypto and there's dumb money in crypto, right?
Yep.
And I would say that what me and you are, we're in the dumb money part of
Exactly.
it.
We're the very dumb money. Yep.
And, you know, people have their conceptions about that. But what would you say would be the best avenue for somebody getting new into crypto?
Man, just start doing content. The best thing I would say is start doing the day one of crazy until my coin hits this market cap. And just start doing more content on top of that. That's honestly the sauce right there. If anyone wants to do anything, you better not be very well known in Web 2. You can have a couple thousand followers, but you need to be not known in Web 3 and build a presence in there. And that's like the key. You just need to start streaming, just doing content. And regardless if you're reaching mass normies or going viral right away, you just need to keep on doing it.
So, you know, I was just talking about this earlier with somebody in regarding to the dumb money part. I feel like everybody on the side of dumb money is a creator. It's, you know, on CT, you know, tweeting, trying to get everybody's attention. Would you say that you have to be in the cabal or an insider to really make it in this space?
You know, that's interesting. I think I honestly don't know. The cabal runs deep. I honestly don't know. Like I said, I see it. I watch crypto Twitter and I'm very knowledgeable of it, but I'm not very active in it. Like knowing, like I obviously know about it and whatever. I can tell when coins are cabal run or whatever. Anyone can. If you're in the finance world, if you've been in crypto for a couple months, you can tell if it's a cabal or not and how it's pushed and everything like that. Obviously, I don't invest. I don't buy any tokens, believe it or not. I don't trade or buy any tokens. I just do content and just try thinking, because it's a lot, to be honest, doing ideas, content. I film a lot. I do a lot of stuff. I'm traveling. I drove 24 hours yesterday. Like, I'm just focused on content solely. So that's my main focus right now.
Right. So you're on Pump Fund, right? And you do streams on Pump Fund and you do all kinds of crazy stuff for different coins or for different...
a single coin. So I've been on a coin for, I think the same coin for like 9 months.
Okay, gotcha.
8, 9 months.
And then you just do the same stream over and over.
Well, yeah, same different stuff on the same exact account for the stream. So I'm actually sponsored by Pump Fund. So yeah, it's pretty cool. I'm excited to, you know, turn up live streams on their site and it's gonna be exciting. Right.
So I have a little bit of likeness and hate for Pump Fund. And the reason why is because, you know, I feel like it's trying to make it easier for scammers to launch coins, right? So would you say it's actually helping the space, or do you feel like it's actually
how do you think it's making it easier for people to launch ruggable coins?
Well, because, you know, it went from being super hard to launch a coin. And what I mean by that is you needed a whole marketing team, you needed a lot of liquidity, you needed a whole team to launch a coin back then, right? And now I can put $200 and launch a coin. I don't need a team. I don't need marketing. I just put a name, I put a picture, and then it's ready to go, right? Yeah. And then I can just rug everybody if I wanted to. And I feel like that's what Pump Fund has created, which I like because it brings more people in and, you know, people can launch coins now. But at the same time, it doesn't have a security measure of who is launching these coins. So what do you think about that?
See, like you said, it makes it a lot easier for people to launch tokens.
Right.
And that's the number one thing. That brings a lot of new people in. So that's the number one greatest thing about Pump Fund. It's such a normie-friendly site. And what was your last point again? Bringing new people in and...
Yeah, so they basically would bring in new people, but then like you don't know who's really launching these coins.
Exactly. I think that's when crypto Twitter in that era is going to change to where, you know, they actually want someone that is going outside of the crypto Twitter space, rather than just staying in this crypto Twitter realm and on Pump Fund or whatever. Like they want content, they want engagement within the attention economy.
Right.
And I think that's where the crypto and content and just the crypto space as a whole is going to change, because they're going to see these people just launching tokens, nothing pretty much, and just like bullshit essentially.
Right.
And they're going to see it and they're not going to buy it. And these tokens that you're saying are able to rug, they're not going to be able to rug anymore, because the mindshare is going to keep on growing and expanding. It's like, oh yeah, I'm not buying that. It's a rug. You know, these normies are figuring that out, and they figure it out soon. They figure it out fast because they lose their money. Like they hate it.
True.
So,
Yeah. No, I mean, it is. I think it's difficult. You know, I do wish they do have a little bit more security measure, and maybe you can talk to Von Fun about that.
I think
but
the only security measure that could really happen is paying more to actually launch the token.
that would be the part. Yeah.
But it's like, that where's the fun in that? You know what I mean? It's like, then you can't have any creator, you know, that with 2,000 followers and a couple hundred followers and make it big like I did. You can't, like, I couldn't have just paid $2,000 to create a live stream. That would have been all my money. Like, you know what I mean? Like so it's cool how they do give everyone an opportunity, a chance. So I think that's very good.
I agree too, because it has changed a lot of people's lives. You know, I mean, me being in crypto, it definitely has changed my life and, you know, what I do on a daily basis. I never in a million years thought I would be sitting on my computer all day looking at charts and then creating content for crypto as we are here today, right now.
Yeah.
But, you know, and a lot of people who are normies see this space as just the biggest scam. You know, they that's why they're so afraid to get into, because they don't want to lose their money, and you know, they're scared of the people around there. They feel like they're gonna get in, and their whole life is just gonna go downhill, right?
Yeah.
So how do you, like, if somebody came up to you right now and said, "I don't know shit about crypto, but I think it's a scam," how can you change my mind?
I would say definitely, if you're talking about crypto as a whole, definitely don't go into meme coins first if you don't want to get scammed, because that's where you're more than likely going to get scammed, because a lot of people scam there. But if you want to go in crypto, I would say just buy big like major coins like Bitcoin or Solana. You know what I mean?
Right.
But other than that, yeah, the space, it definitely does have a lot of scammers, and it will get over that. I think it will have like a period of time, because it's been happening for so long. And just like with the LA Vape Cabal, they ran for so long and eventually died out. It's like, you know, no one's going to trust these people that are posting ticker after ticker, day after day, week after week. Eventually, no one's going to buy it. Eventually, they're going to lose their money because like they rug every single one.
Right.
And it's not going to last forever. So that's when the era is going to change within crypto Twitter, and everyone's going to grow past this stage of a KOL tweeting a ticker equals liquidity going up, when that's really not the truth. It needs to be new people and mass normies entering in new liquidity. Right.
So with normies entering the space, and you know, we're probably going to get more and more as the years go by, months go by, I'm sure they're not going to understand how the CT world works, because I feel like it's high school.
Yeah.
You know, me personally, I've already been canceled myself, just, you know, for having people like yourself on my platform.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But a lot of people that are normies and coming in, they don't realize how cliquish it is, how you got to pick certain groups and certain people to be around. What would you say to these people coming in, like, hey, watch out for this person, or just figure it out on your own?
Man, I think I personally have the best community to ever join on crypto Twitter and outside of crypto Twitter. It's just a peaceful community, and I mean, it's a step into a good position, or a good light in crypto Twitter, because like you said, it's a lot of pick and choosing over here. And in my community, it's like, it's whatever, you know, we're just doing our own thing. We're focused on our own stuff.
Right.
And like you said, it's like high school, you know, it's like the crypto Twitter, it's a lot of groups, and this person doesn't like this person. So if you hang out with them, then that group isn't going to like you. And it is what it is. I personally stay out of it because it's just not my cup of tea. It's not my drama. I don't really do all that. But like I said, I just like to show respect and love to everyone on crypto Twitter, because that's the number one thing to do in finance. It's like, if you show bad energy to one person or cut one person off, you don't know who they know, or what that person knows, or what opportunities they could bring you. So that's why I always think it's good to show love and respect to all communities, all coins, whatever. But it's always good to say the truth about coins and point out the obvious, and, you know, give constructive criticism.
Right. Well, Trev, I have one last question for you. For all the people who love you and all the people who hate you, what do you have to say to them?
Go buy nigga coin. Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys, you
Thank
hear to
you.
hear. Thank you so much, Trev, for joining on Degen Dollars. If you guys want to watch more controversial people or more controversial brands and find out who is the person behind the bag, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, like, and comment. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Join us. They need you. They want you. Don't be alone.
Please stop existing.